Welcome back to the Cabal wannabe news thingy where I talk about news that's happened in the last week or so. But if you've been paying attention, I haven't gotten an episode up in 2 weeks now, so this one's actually late. This week we're actually going to look at one of my multiplayer decks, multiplayer White Weenie. So we're going to look at White Weenie and what it tries to achieve in a multiplayer game. But first, let's look at the deck list. Keep in mind I'm trying a different route. I usually just take a video of all the cards in there and just comment on them as I go, but this time I'm actually just going to try a different format and just lay it all out for you guys to see. So, Elspeth Knight Errant, Auriok Steel Shaper, Spectral Possession, Kurtar's Wrath, Emiria the Sky Rune, and Suntail Hawk are really oddball cards in here. I'm running as many 1 for 2 power and 2 or less toughness guys as I can, and we'll go over some of the individual cards later, I guess. So just take it in. Just take in all the whiteness that you see on the screen. HD, alright. So what does White Weenie try to achieve in multiplayer? Well, I believe that White Weenie should be able to survive an onslaught of wrath effects, whether they be traditional Wrath of Gods or Day of Judgments, to something like Mutilate, Decree of Pain, Plague Wind, etc. Every card in it every card it plays shouldn't make you a major target. You have to play under the radar because you're not going to 2-for-1 anybody playing White Weenie. There's no way. Every card in the deck has been selected for my play group. I'm sure your play group is different. This is just a card selection that works well for my play group without breaking the bank. My deck tries to follow rules 1 and 2 above as closely as possible, and it's a rattlesnake type of deck. Elspeth is really situational. I think it does make you a bigger target, so it can be cut with ease. Auriok Steel Shaper is a great play if you have equipment, which most of the time you won't, but its benefits have been good so far, so I'm keeping it in there for now. And Sunlance is good in my group. Not a lot of people play any kind of white creatures minus Stoneforger Mystic, and you can just burn that, or somebody will burn it eventually. Keep in mind while building White Weenie, you want to follow rules 1 and 2 above. Those are the major points. Overall, the deck performs just like White Weenie, but struggles a lot. It's been tested for quite a while now, and without drastically changing the strategy behind the deck, fast beats, staying under the radar, not breaking the bank, having some fun at the same time, I think this is how the deck is going to stay in my play group for the time being, without seeing what future sets bring us. The mana base is totally up for grabs, but something among Wasteland, Strip Mine, City of Traders, all their fast mana producers might be alright. I chose mostly Plains, Secluded Steppes, and Emiria the Sky Rune so I can get my guys back late game. And just a quick postscript, I really like playing decks that need a bit of luck to win, and you really need it sometimes with this build. It's, like I said, you're not going to 2-for-1 anybody, so you do need quite a bit of luck. Some replacements to consider if you want to build a deck is Kurtar's Wrath is a lot weaker than Wrath of God. I think I even changed it since getting this video started. Bone Splitter is inferior to Unresolved's Jit, but still passable. Suntail Hawk and Leonine Skyhunter are effective, but the 1 converted mana cost 2/1 guys are better, so the flyers can be cut, but my group doesn't run a lot of flyers, so they stay in my build. Sunlance is greater than most of White's cheap removal. Just keep that in mind. You can always run something better like Swords of Plowshares. Elspeth is for fun. She has her moments, but I'd rather have more Wrath effects. And Spectral Possession is greater than running more 1/1 flyers like the Kami that's the same as Suntail Hawk. There wasn't any news this week or this past 2 weeks. Been falling a little bit behind on this, but just news related now is WLTC really does control the flow of information. With the accidental release of the Godbook for New Phyrexia, we haven't heard a peep about Commander or Innistrad. We got a whole set spoiled a month early, and we're still going on about it with its release. Hopefully we'll get some more Commander news, but I'm waiting for the good stuff with Innistrad, and as of the making of this video, I think we do have a deck list for Commander, one of them maybe. As a side note, the Oddball Tribal Contest is going on yet. It will go on until next week when it ends. Get those decks coming, get me those deck lists, and so we're all waiting for are the prizes, and the prizes are: first place gets Jace Ballerin, second place gets Fallen Shaman, and third place gets Day of Judgment. Those are the prizes this time around instead of boosters. They cost me the same, so if you guys want boosters instead of individual great cards like these listed, let me know in the comments below. All you gotta do is send me a deck list, of an oddball creature tribal deck, and you could be in the running for one of those fabulous prizes. We do have a little bit of news this week. Apparently somebody asked Mark Rosewater online if they would ever reprint Jace the Mind Sculptor for the standard type 2 environment, and he responded with no. But I think it's pretty dumb to ask, considering that even those of us that don't play standard and standard type 2, like myself, can tell that he's way too strong for standard when he's got more copies of him in the top 8 decks than basic lands. And when a blue card is outnumbering basic islands, that's too strong. But that's the little bit of news for the week. If you guys got interesting news stories, you should let me know right away so I can talk about it later. That's going to do it for this week's edition of Cabal Wannabe News, or whatever I'm calling this little program. And Oddball Creature Contest will continue until next week, so get those deck lists in. Plenty of room for more winners to come in. If I really like what I'm seeing, I will throw in additional prizes. So go ahead and send in those deck lists, and I'll talk to you guys next week.